Alright everybody, what's up? I'm going to be doing another action figure disassemble video. This time it's going to be on a quarter scale NECA figure. I'm going to be doing Deadpool here because someone asked about a quarter scale figure because they have a Jason Voorhees figure that they need to do some work on. Shout out to you, Terraformer. As you can see, he's already got the wobble knees. I'm in here cooking it up. I got 3 pots going and my electronic kettle here. This is 1.7 liters and I already got one of those in there. Alright, so that's just almost 2 liters of water. And we can already see, man, my man got the mean wobble knees. So I'm pretty confident that you'll be able to make these limbs soft. And once I saw that, I just said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go ham. So I'm gonna fill this up with as much water as I can, get them nice and soft. Hand the camera over to my daughter for her first gig directing, and then we'll see how it goes. So let me pause. Okay, my man DP's getting a hot bath. Now it's a decent amount of water. I didn't have a tub where I could just kind of lay him in kind of flat. I just happen to have this empty. This is like a 72 quart tub. I just happen to have one empty because we're moving and I had a few minutes to do this video. So I put him in there. It's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. No, it doesn't take long. I'm probably gonna give it like 5 or 6 minutes. I'm gonna pop this out and see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm gonna find something something small enough that I can use to try and get into the pegs, because even though it's super soft and I can feel how soft it is, I'm probably gonna have an issue trying to push the pegs through if I don't have something. So I'll be back. So I'm in the kitchen just chilling, and then I realized as I turn around I have this tub sitting behind me, which is actually perfect. So I put Deadpool in here. He'd already been soaking for about 5 minutes, but I'm gonna put him in here and add enough water to fully submerge him, give him a few more minutes, and then take him apart, which will probably only take a minute or two because I can already feel everything getting pretty soft. So yeah, if I ever do this project again, I'm gonna use this size tub, which was perfect. My daughter was like, look at Deadpool in his hot tub. Oh, get it steamy, baby. Now he's been in there, he's been soaking about 12 minutes, but I moved him to the bigger tub, which is actually perfect because you see it soaks him all the way up to his eye and to the tip of his toe, which means that every single joint is submerged. It got pretty soft within 5 minutes, so I don't think it's going to need a lot of time. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes completely submerged, and then I'm going to like drain this water, put him back down here, and try to take him apart. He's probably going to be stupid hot. So actually I might not drain the water. I'm going to leave the water. I'm going to push the water to the side. And I'm going to take him out and pop him apart, because as he hits the air and starts to cool, if he starts to get too hard, I want to be able to submerge him in the water. Alright, so give me a few minutes. I'll be back. Probably work on top of a cardboard box or something because all the water's going to get everywhere. I'm going to take this bad boy apart. Alright, it's been about 4 minutes, but I'm getting impatient as hell. So let's try this. This is going to suck because this is going to be super duper hot. This little piggy came out. I had a tool too for popping these joints. I don't know what I did with it. I think it's in my pocket. Oh, that is hot. You see him wobbling around like an octopus, right? Because he's ready to go. Even without this tool, you can see that Deadpool starts coming apart fairly easy. I'm going to work quick. Now, this is what he's concerned about, my guy, Terraformer, because he's got a Jason Voorhees. That is, got his legs on backwards. So if I grab firmly here, I don't want to break it. See how this one came off easy? Ah! His butt just came off. I want to grab it here I'm trying to hold this part sturdy. I don't want it to move around too much. And I don't want it to break. I've seen that, especially with the turtles. I'm gonna dump that back in there then. Alright. Let's move on to the upper part of the body. Arm almost like opening up a lobster or a crab. Just taking them apart. Get to the juicy meat. So good. You know, the wrists are already meant to come off. Upper elbows. Now the lower elbows are a little bit tighter. So for this, I think you just have to... got your tool right here, actually. That's pretty cool. I don't need anything. I can just use the, once you take the hand off, the hand is sturdy enough where I can use that peg to push the other pegs through. Knowing that now, I feel pretty confident that you can take apart anything. Pushing the peg through the thigh pegs are going to be like the thickest. And the head already comes off pretty easy. I don't want to take this apart, although I can see in there. I don't know. I want to try and show you what's inside when my daughter creeps around behind me. It looks like a peg comes down and goes into a T and fits around there, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, upper bicep pops off pretty big. So essentially, this is built just like a Marvel Legends figure or a DC figure, basically like your 6-inch figure, but on a larger scale. Got your joint in there. I'm not going to take this apart. This upper portion is a soft rubbery material, so this is pretty soft too. So if I had to go a little bit deeper and get in there, I'm sure I could, but there's really no need to, honestly. Ah, look at that. The shoulder. Shoulder is just like that on the arm, and it goes in there. Because these bodies are soft rubber, it appears like it's actually just pretty easy to get in there. So once you've heated this guy, you can pretty much just completely take him apart, which is cool. Reassembling him isn't that hard because, again, he's a soft rubber figure. At this scale, most of the parts are cast from a softer rubber. He's been out of the water for a few minutes, but you can see he's still going back together pretty easily. And then, if at any point you feel him starting to heat up and getting a little too difficult to work with, put him back in your water. Now you see this one, this limb here is giving me trouble still. I'm trying to be as careful as possible. It's so full of water. Because I don't want it to break on me. Because that would suck. You do all this and then you have a figure break. Especially the neck is. Although if you do have a broken one and you can get a replacement part, this is how you could fix it. Swapping this out. This here, since it's a big piece of plastic, is just done with 2 joints. Although, because this is so big and thick, the only place I can see it snapping off is in there, so I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to try and hold this part with my thumb and pry or twist off the upper thigh. But this one just seems pretty stubborn. Right back. I happen to have a giant screwdriver sitting behind me. So since the parts are soft rubber, I'm just going to slap that in there. And there you go. Get a little hot water action so that it doesn't deform. Boom. Got my torso right there. Again, his butt cheeks just seem like they're soft rubber. So this is probably just slid on over that. But, so for Terraformer, you're trying to switch out Jason Voorhees. There you go. Alright, so you can take his legs off, turn that butt around. Alright, pop them off. I'm going to put them back together. Get that satisfying pop. Not like when my hips do it. Although, I did have this. That's a little irritating. I'm going to have to paint that up. But, whatever. Take this peg out. You should even be able to take out the feet. And if you push the peg, it's the smallest peg on here. But the peg for the toes, you should be able to get that out too. So I've taken this guy apart completely and put him back together off only one session being in the the pit, being in the boiling water. You know, I'm going to dunk this in the water. The water's still steaming hot, so I'm going to submerge the upper part of the calf in there for like not even a minute, so that it gets back to being kind of malleable, not super soft like if I left it in there for a couple minutes, but long enough that I feel I should be able to boom, pop that in there. Boom, pop that in there. Give this a couple seconds in here as well. Find the peg. It looks like this side of the peg. You're usually going to have one side of the peg that's thicker. This side here is the same width as the middle, and this side seems a little bit thicker. So you're going to want to push it in from the thinner side. That was a problem I was having with the last one. I don't think it really matters which side you put it on, although it may. The holes may be, okay. It does. I think it goes this way. I think just because the hole is a slightly larger size over here, yep, slightly bigger on the inside than the outside, and it gets narrower at a point, I think, just to catch that. Same thing here. It's meant so that it slides one way, you know? So you gotta assume that the inside hole is going to be wider than the outside. With that in mind, I'm gonna put that there. I think it's lined up. Take my screwdriver, give me something a little bit harder than my finger. I'm not gonna drop it all the way, and I'm holding it just because I'm not sticking my hand in that water. It's still hot as all hell, and it's a lot of water too. I'm gonna have to like scoop it out of there. You don't want to do this in a pot for your figures, big or small, just because you don't want the plastic to leach, any chemicals to leach out of the figures into a pot that you're possibly gonna be cooking on. You don't want to do that. That's just silly, because you don't want to ingest any of those chemicals. I know you love your action figures, but you don't want to eat them. And even if you do, you don't want to poison grandma or anybody else in the house, because she'll probably kick your ass. So, Deadpool's almost back to 100%. See, I took him apart, put him back together. A couple minutes, pretty easy. The only part you saw that gave me any real trouble was the hip. I know that NECA hips can be a bihotch. That is a point where they do break a lot. So if you do have a broken hip and you need to get a replacement, you can just find a replacement figure. Say your hip broke and someone else has one that's broken somewhere, or you can get your hands on a second one and you need to repair it, you can just use that method. Alright guys, so this one is a video that goes out to my man Terraformer. This is an action figure disassembled for a NECA quarter scale figure, and I think I put that on right. Yeah, okay, boom, there you go. NECA quarter scale figure. He's still a little soft, so as soon as he starts to cool down, everything will go back to being nice and tight. Even the hips that I didn't squeeze all the way in there. There you go, yeah. Give him a minute or two and he will get back to being his regular self. If you're impatient, probably throw him in the fridge or the freezer for a minute and let those joints harden up. Even if they have loose joints, you know, I sometimes will heat a figure up and put it in the fridge hoping that the plastic will expand and contract enough to fix loose joints. It never works like 100%, but I always feel slightly better, maybe to my imagination, but I always feel like that method slightly improves a figure. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's informative, and I hope that if you have to take apart a NECA quarter-inch scale figure, NECA quarter scale figure, son of a bitch, you were there the whole time. Yeah, I hope if you have to take apart a big figure like this, that method helps you. This will probably work for most of your quarter scale figures. I don't know. I haven't tried it on any like 1/6 scale bodies. Not like the Marvel Legends kinds, because it'll work the same, but like a hot toy. But I can only assume it would work pretty similar to that. But who knows? Maybe that video's in the future. Thanks, guys. If you liked the video, hit like. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm a couple away from 500. And yeah, hopefully I'll have time to do some more videos in the future. Peace.